Okay, so we're gonna continue off. So we've been doing superheroes the last little while in the comic class. So I thought we can continue with that. So we're gonna do another superhero. We're gonna be doing Superman today. So we're just gonna be doing the drawing. We're not gonna be doing the coloring, but if you guys wanna go back after and color it in, you can do that, okay? Oh, we have Derek in the waiting room now. I'll wait to start until he's here. Oh, and Joanna.
And Joanna.
Nice. Wow, this is awesome. We have a big group today. Hey, Joanna. Do you have some paper and a pencil ready? Because we're going to be doing some drawing today. We're just going to wait for one more person to join, guys, okay? And then we'll start. We just want to make sure we got everybody here to do some drawing. Okay. Okay, so I think we can start. Okay. So after today, you guys are going to be able to draw basically the entire superhero series because we're on, what, our third superhero now? Okay, so the way we're going to start is we're going to draw an oval, but it's going to be a very, very faint line. So it's going to be light enough that we can erase it after. So don't make it a thick line, okay? We just need the oval so that we'll be able to know where to draw the eyes and the nose and everything else proportionately on the face, okay? So you're gonna draw your oval. You're gonna draw it kind of up on the top. And you're gonna draw it very thin, okay? Very, very thin. So you see how you can barely even see that oval right there? That's how thin you wanna draw it. Just thin enough that you can, or light enough that you could see it, but not dark enough that it won't erase properly, okay? So then, after we got that, what we're gonna do is, so right on the oval, you guys see that okay? So on the right side of it, right in this spot, we're gonna start with part of the face, okay? We're gonna draw part of his face coming down. So this is the jaw. We're gonna start with his jaw. So this one's a little bit more complicated than the other superheroes, but I figured we could step up our game because we're getting better and better at drawing since we're doing this every week. But we're gonna start with the jaw here. And you're gonna bring it all the way down. We're giving him a nice chiseled jaw. See that? So it's gonna look kind of funny for a little bit, but once we erase that oval afterwards, then it'll look awesome. Okay. So then we're gonna chisel his jaw, okay? So we're gonna make his jaw look nice and sharp because that's what Superman's jaw looks just like, okay? You see that? How are your drawings coming so far? You guys wanna show us what you have so far? Let's see. Tom, that looks awesome. Mel, yours looks really good too. Nice work, guys. JP, yours looks great. So I'll try not to go too fast, okay? But then if you do have to go back, you can watch the YouTube video later because we're gonna upload that. So if you missed any steps, then you can make sure to go back and look at that, okay? So once you have this jaw, it's basically kind of just like a rectangle, okay? So it kind of looks like a rectangle coming off of that oval, but the corner, you just do that with, okay? Oops. So there's his jaw, nice and sharp and chiseled, just like Superman. So then what we're gonna do next is we're gonna draw the ear. So it's gonna be coming out from the oval. We're gonna connect the ear to his jaw, okay? See that? So we got his ear attached to his jaw. And then do you remember where we started half of his face here on the oval? So now we're gonna do the top half of his head, okay? So we're just gonna do a line kind of like this. And it doesn't have to be perfect because we're gonna go back and outline it and you can erase anything that doesn't look right after, okay? But we're gonna do this. The top of his head. So it looks like that. How's it coming so far, guys? What do you got? Let's see. Awesome. Mal, yours looks great. JP, I love it. Tom, nice work. These are all coming along great. John, are you drawing too? John A? Are you drawing us Superman too? You're gonna have to show us after. Allison, how's yours coming along? Is it good? Barbara, are you doing it too? Okay. So remember, if you guys have any questions, just put your hand up and then we'll unmute you and we can answer those for you, okay? Okay, so from that step, what we're gonna do is now we're gonna go to the middle of his face, okay? And we're gonna start to draw his facial features. So, coming down from the top of this oval here, right in the center, right at the top, right in the center, we're gonna draw him a nose. So his nose is gonna come all the way down, and we're gonna point it like that. So his nose is gonna go from top to bottom of this oval, okay? You see? I'm just gonna add a nice curve here. From top to bottom. So I know my lines look a little bit funny and some of them are like thick, but I like to do sketching, which is where you have lines that look kind of funny like this, but afterwards I'm gonna go and outline it so that it looks a lot nicer, okay? So there's his nose there. And then our next step is we're gonna do his eyebrows. You see how his eyebrows, he looks kind of serious? So we're gonna try and do that here. So from the top of his nose, we're gonna start to do his eyebrows. So you can kind of do his eyebrows, they don't have to be perfect, you can just make them straight. But you're just kind of drawing a line there from where his nose starts up there and go out, okay? And then on the other side of his nose, we're gonna do his other eyebrow, okay? So I just add a little bit of a curve to it. You see that? Okay. Okay, so we got that. And his eyebrows, or his eyes, aren't that hard. You draw them right under the eyebrows. Just nice and easy like that. Just a little sideways kind of J. And then you just do half a circle there. You see that? And then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so I'm gonna let you guys catch up and I'm gonna thicken this outline while I wait for you guys, okay? Just so you can kind of get a better picture. You can kind of see what I'm doing. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect because you can go back afterwards and outline this to make it look a lot nicer, okay? So I'll wait for everybody to catch up a little bit before I keep going. How's it coming, guys? Thumbs up if it's going good. So far, so good? Oh, I think Mel was saying something. Can we unmute Mel for a sec? No? I just saw a comment, so I was wondering how it was going. Okay, guys, so I'm going to keep going. Honestly, Superman is a little bit harder to draw, in my opinion, just because of the shape of his face. But we're gonna keep going with it. We're gonna see how it goes, okay? And it's a good thing that this video is gonna be on YouTube, because if you wanna try it again, go back and see if you can kinda improve your drawing, then you can just watch over and try it again, okay? Practice makes perfect. You can draw Superman as many times as you want until you perfect it. Okay, so now we're gonna go back to the nose, and we gotta give him a little nostril, okay? So it's another sideways J. It's gotta have a little hole right there, okay? Now, under his nose, we're gonna draw his mouth. And it's kind of like not really a frown, but a little bit, just because he's a serious guy, you know? He means business. Superman means business, so we gotta make him look a little bit serious, okay? I'm gonna thicken that line up here. Look at that. He doesn't look very happy. But that's okay. Okay, so now we're gonna draw the bottom part of his lip there. See? Who has a question?
I'm just gonna check on JP.
Yeah, JP, did you have a question?
How you draw his body?
Well, we're gonna get to that soon. We're not gonna do his full body, we're just gonna do his shoulder area and then his Superman logo. The Superman logo I think is pretty hard, so you might have to go back and watch the YouTube video. Like, it took me like 10 minutes to get the Superman logo down. Like, it's a little bit confusing, but that's why we'll have the video up after so you guys can watch that. But I'll try and go nice and slow when we get to the logo so we can all do that one together. Okay, so now what you do is once you finish his lips, you're gonna go down to his chin and you're gonna draw a line right there. Got a bum chin right there. See that? Everybody got it? Okay. So next, we're gonna do his head. We're gonna finish that off, okay? So from his ear, we're gonna draw a line that kind of goes up. So one line, and then, see that? So he's got a bit of an interesting hairline there. And we're gonna drag that across. And you see how he has this nice sweep that comes over his forehead? So now we're gonna do that. So you're just gonna kinda draw a little piece of hair going over his face. And then we're gonna connect this hairline to his forehead. So now we've got the shape of his face. So now what we can do, since we have the shape of his face down, that original oval that we had in the middle of his face, we can go back and erase that, okay? Because now we don't need that anymore. Here we go. That oval just helps to make sure that we can get his features in the right places on his face. When lots of artists draw faces, they always make sure to do that. They'll always draw ovals and lines across so that they can fit the eyes and the nose and the mouth everywhere perfectly on the face. Okay. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna draw the top of his hair. So this doesn't have to be perfect. You just kind of go around and connect it to the other side, okay? There we go. Look at that. How are you guys turning out so far? How's it coming along? Thumbs up, thumbs down, mediocre.
Yeah, when it started showing.
Oh, that looks great. Yeah, Mel, yours is coming along really well. I love that. What else do we got, guys?
Tom?
Tom, yours looks really good too. Wow, we've got some artists on our hands here. Yeah, I like this superhero series. We're gonna have to keep going with this. You guys are all doing a really good job at making Superman. Kaylee, that looks great too. These are turning out awesome. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna draw for his ear. I just put an upside down Y for his ear, okay? Just so that he's got a little bit of, I don't know, shape to his ear. Okay, so now we're gonna draw his neck. We're gonna make that come all the way out and down, okay? And then we're just gonna make his shoulders go out a little bit. Because we wanna make sure we can get his shoulders in here so that we can kind of get his logo on his chest. Now we're gonna give him some lines on his neck, give him a little bit of definition, because Superman's a strong guy, right? Saves the world. He's gotta have a little bit of definition. And then we're just gonna bring the neck around like this. Just so that we can kind of... Oh, Tom has a question. Yeah, can we unmute Tom?
Yeah.
How long do you have to make his neck?
Yeah,
I made his head like really big.
that's okay. You don't have to make his neck super long.
And what about the shoulder? How do I get the shoulders in there?
You don't have to do his full shoulders. You can just kind of draw his neck and then make his shoulders out to the side. Yeah, that looks great. Yeah.
All right.
And you don't have to, even if you draw his head really, really nice and big, you don't even have to put the logo on a shirt. Like you could even just have the whole page as his face and that still looks great.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because you can still, you see how even without his logo on his chest, you can still kind of see that he looks like Superman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't need the logo on the chest, but
There, I put his shoulders. Now I can fit the leg. Now I can fit the
yeah.
logo.
Yeah, that looks great, Tom. It's turning out awesome. Okay, so now we're gonna attempt the logo, okay? So this is the more challenging part. So we are gonna make a diamond, okay? So you guys see this? You see that? A little diamond on his chest. Okay. So now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna draw very, very lightly. So remember how we did the oval on the face and it was very, very faint line so that we could erase it after? We're gonna do that too here. We're gonna kind of draw a diamond inside of our diamond, okay? Just very, very lightly. Very lightly. See, you can barely almost see it. I have to bring it so close so you guys can see. Okay? And then we are going to draw an S. Okay? You see? So it's a little bit complicated. Like you might even have to do it a few times. I only got it on the first try because I've practiced this a couple times to try and get it. But you kind of have to draw an S inside of there. Okay? And then what we're gonna do, and this part can be a little bit confusing too because you're trying to figure out which parts to attach and which parts to not attach. Like this one took me a while too, okay? So now what you're gonna do, I'll go nice and slow so you can try and follow it, okay? So you keep this part of the S. So you keep that pointy part on the right side. Oops, you guys can't see. And then this part of the S, we are going to erase after. So we're gonna keep this line, okay? And again, you guys might have to go back and watch the video to do this part because it can be a little bit confusing. So we keep that part. We're not gonna keep this line here. But at the very bottom of the logo, we're gonna keep that little triangle, okay? So we are gonna align that part. And then here, we've got kind of like a half oval. And we are going to outline that. We're gonna do that, okay? And then over here, we are just gonna keep that part. So I know that it looks all confusing. You have this weird shape here, a little triangle, half an oval, this, and it kind of all looks funny. But now you're gonna erase these very, very faint lines, okay? And see, now you have an S in there. Let's see what you guys have so far. Tom, that looks great.
Should I unmute?
Yeah, you could unmute everybody now. So that's what we have for Superman here, guys. So again, you might have to go back and watch the YouTube video. I picked a drawing that I thought was a little bit more complicated because I figured we could kind of step up our drawing game a little bit since we've been doing this for a couple weeks. How are you guys doing? Mel, that looks great. I love that. Looks just like Superman. Let's see, what else do we have, guys? I know. Barbara, how's yours turning out? What do you guys think? What do you guys think of the Superman one? Was the Superman one a little bit harder than the others? What do you think? Was it like easy, no problem, or was it kind of mediocre, or was it a little bit harder? What do you guys think?
Keep going with the blue.
JP, how's yours?
We're cheating.
Yeah. Yeah, Mel, I love that drawing. That looks great. Let's see, Mel, let's see the logo on yours.
Miss one spot there.
Can they hear me?
What you're doing? Watch what you're doing.
Am I muted?
Watch what you're doing.
Can you unmute us?
Yeah, I think we're muted. We're muted on both, yeah.
That looks great. Thank you. Are we ready now? Let's put this away.
Have we been muted this whole time?
Now.
Hey guys, sorry you couldn't hear me for a little bit there. That looks great. Nice work, Barbara. Mel, can I see your logo? Sorry, we were muted there, so I was trying to talk, but none of you guys can hear me. Barbara, yours looks great. Who else has theirs to show? Let's see. Let's see. Barbara, yours, I love yours. That looks great. John, did you do yours? Tom, how did yours turn out? Let's see. And Mel, how did your logo turn out? Let's see it. Nice. Yeah, that looks great. Mel, I love yours. Tom, I love yours as well. Kaylee, yours is looking really good. Look at this. We got a bunch of artists on our hands. And you guys did great with the faces. No practice at all, and it turned out great. I love it. So what did you guys think of that one? Was it a little bit more, was it like easy or was it kind of mediocre? Was it a little bit harder than the last one? What do you guys think? Did you guys like it though? Was it good? Okay, so I think we're gonna let you guys go because we're running out of time here. But just so everybody knows, at 2 o'clock we're having another chat, and this time it's gonna be a group chat, but we're gonna have Shelly actually. It's gonna be chapel, okay? So if you guys want to tune in at 2 o'clock to chapel, sound good? So I'm gonna let all of you go, but we'll see you at 2 o'clock, okay? Bye everybody. See you later. See you at 2.
Hi guys, how did you enjoy?